Hello. Today we're going to be making a fertilizer and a topical spray using milk and turmeric and water. These can be used on tomatoes, other vegetables. I've tried it out a little bit. I saw it online, gave it a shot, and I've already had some promising results. So I figured I would share what I did. All right, so first let's do the topical spray. The topical spray you use, and both these are very similar recipes. 1 cup of whole milk, and then you get 1 teaspoon of the turmeric, all right, mix that around a little bit. Now I'm going to be putting it in my sprayer here. You can use a spray bottle, you can use whatever, but I'm going to use my gallon sprayer, so I'm going to go ahead and pour that into there. And then to that, we're going to add just 1 quart of water. I use rainwater because that's what I use for my plants, for my landscaping and everything. But you can use filtered water, you can use bottled water, whatever you want to use. I would just suggest not using tap water because if you have high chlorine or something in your tap water. If you do, you can let it sit out, but I don't think it'll hurt that much, honestly. But like I said, I just use rainwater. But the turmeric in here, it is a antifungal, and the milk is actually an antifungal. And also the turmeric is strong smelling and also works against aphids and small pests like that. So I had a little bit of trouble with some aphids on my tomatoes. I've sprayed this and it looks like they've gone away. So I'm going to give it another shot. It's been a couple days, so I'm going to give it another shot of this here in a bit. But that's all there is to it for the topical spray. I'm going to wait till the sun goes down a little bit more before I actually do spray it. So that's the other thing. Whenever you're spraying something on your plants, you don't want to do it in direct or midday sun. It's afternoon here, or early evening. So I'm going to give it another hour or so, and then I'll spray it on. But if you spray it in heavy sun, the sunlight shining on the droplets on the leaves could actually have a magnifying effect and cause burning from the sunlight shining through that. So I almost forgot. One more thing we got to add to our topical spray, and it's also added to our fertilizer, and that was sitting behind a water bottle. I almost forgot about it, but it is castile soap. And this is a natural soap. It's not harmful to your plants or whatever, but we're just using a teaspoon. That will help the mixture adhere to the leaves. It can coat the insects that are already there, and it just helps it stick onto the plants. So 1 teaspoon of the castile soap. Now it's ready. So once again, the actual recipe this time: 1 cup of whole milk, 1 teaspoon, I'm sorry, of the turmeric, and also 1 teaspoon of the castile soap. So that's the topical spray. And like I said, I'll be spraying it on there a little bit later as the sun sets a little bit more. All right, now for the fertilizer, very similar recipe. We have 1 cup of the milk again. We're going to use 1 tablespoon of the turmeric though. So get our turmeric back out. Let's get 1 tablespoon. Put that in there. All right. And then once again, 1 teaspoon of the castile soap. And put that in there. All right, mix that up really well. Now you're going to mix this with 1 gallon of, fill up a gallon of water. So add to this, and then I'll fill it the rest of the way up with water. So this, once again, is rainwater. That's what I'm using for my landscaping and my garden and everything. But once you add the rest of the water to this, then you use about a cup or so per plant, or a little bit more if you want, you know, bigger root balls, bigger plants, bigger root balls. You want to try to make sure it soaks down in and covers the roots. This can also, this acts as a fertilizer. It also can help repel the insects and stuff from the soil, and any root rot or fungal problems you have, that can help combat that. The milk is also antifungal. The turmeric is antifungal, and both of these, you know, work as nutrients as well. All right, so I went and got some more rainwater. So I also rinse out what's left over in here. So still not quite enough, but just about do it. I'll top it off the rest of the way here in a minute. But once that's all in there, mix that up real well. And like I said, use about a cup or so, maybe a little bit more if you've got a bigger root ball on there, but so that it soaks down in the soil and drenches it. And the castile soap also lets it, you know, helps it penetrate the soil and coat the top of the soil. And like I said, on the spray, it helps it stick to the plant. So just a couple things there that you can do with milk, turmeric, castile soap, and a little bit of water. All right, so real quick here, once again, the spray, the topical spray, it is 1 teaspoon of turmeric, 1 teaspoon of the castile soap, 1 cup of milk, whole milk, and 1 quart of water. Mix it all up, spray it on your plants, spray it on the foliage to help control small pests and fungus, stuff like that. All right. For the soil drench fertilizer, we want 1 tablespoon of the turmeric, 1 teaspoon of the castile soap, and then 1 cup of water, and then fill the rest of the gallon up, or 1 cup of milk, I'm sorry, and then fill the rest of the gallon up with your water, and then mix it all up and use about a cup, a little bit more, to drench the soil around your plant. Make sure it gets the entire root ball. All right. So if you like this video today, please hit the like button. And if you want to see more like this and the other random things that I find stuff online and I try it out. Sometimes it might be fitness, sometimes it might be home and garden like we're seeing today. I've been doing some nutrition stuff, so whatever random ideas I come up with for a video in the future, you know, if you're interested in these type of things, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll be seeing you in the future.